she sails unseen. Eyes like ice with a glimmer so keen. She guards the secrets of midnight skies, adventuring where dreams arise. Frost on her wings like diamonds bright, she dances through the endless night. Whispers of old tales in her wake, serene the dawn she'll break. She leaves spells with every breath, a touch of magic defying death. Serena song in the coldest air, an ancient rhyme that finds us there. From mountains high to silent seas, her power's packed with the winter so keen. She guards the secrets of midnight skies, adventuring where dreams arise. From mountains high to the silent seas, her power spreads with the winter's breeze. A cloak of snow she softly wears, Rena in twilight flares. A legend born of frozen tears, carved in silence through the years. Her story echoes in each break, serene and hard she'll stay. She weaves spells with every breath, a touch of magic defying death. Serena song in the coldest air, an ancient rhyme that binds us From mountains high to the silent seas, her power spreads with the winter's breeze. A cloak of snow she softly wears, an ancient rhyme that binds us there. An ancient rhyme that binds us there.
Welcome back, my lovely snowflakes, or welcome. And if you're new here, it's Serena Magic coming at you again today with more Dungeons and Dragons. We are in the Sorrowverse, and I honestly really love this world. I really love Sorrow as a character, and it's a lot of fun just playing with friends. So, in the meantime, I think we are still waiting on the blue cat, but let's go ahead and get to the game table and my model swapped out. Let's not be covering up Maru. Hello, people. We are just waiting on Kazu. I'm guessing Kazu's finishing something up.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll tell him because he's late, he has to do the recap.
Excellent idea.
Okay. Let's get Absolution's playlist going for those that are watching live. I can, well, Belladonna.
Oh, finally.
There's the cat.
Alright.
Do actually need to fix this a little bit. There we go.
There we are. Look at that.
Kazu,
Yeah.
your penalty for being late. You must do the recap.
Oh, I'm gonna be more than just late, my dude. Hold on.
Oh no.
I reformatted my computer, which means I don't have the stuff for my character sheet. I think I have the character sheet still. Oh, fuck.
I think the character sheet still is a horrifying thing to hear.
You know, I need to just institute that you need to, like, every time you make changes, send a fucking backup to me.
I do have a backup somewhere.
Somewhere.
Okay, if you can't access the backup, that defeats the point of the fucking backup.
In this particular case, I can't reach the backup simply because I don't remember where it is.
That's a problem.
D&D characters. Here's the character sheet. Did it.
Also, you can't lose the backup. It defeats the point of the backup.
Veteran players,
I
by
found
the
the bean
way.
sheet.
Just
Fine.
veteran players.
Yeah, veteran players, multiple decades of D&D experience between the four of us.
Some of us have decades individually.
Hi.
Right? Like,
Hi, also me.
Started
Right,
playing when I was like 8.
Alright, we're installing Adobe Acrobat. I knew I forgot something.
And I was introduced to D&D by somebody who had been playing it since like 79. 1979.
Yes, you don't have to brag about how cool your dad is.
My dad's amazing.
look at me, I'm Reno. My dad's awesome and in my life. Fuck you.
Alright, kids. On the bingo sheet, that is Black Man complains about missing father.
Bro. Is me making a dark joke about
Damn it.
Roman being me making a dark joke about Roman being black on the bingo card?
Lord.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. At work yesterday, I got to talk about how I went on a plantation field trip.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Didn't
kind of
you just-
fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
They got to pick cotton. They didn't get to keep it though.
Yeah, we were in Louisiana. But it was cotton plantations, boy. It was sugarcane.
Yeah, it was
They
sugar
didn't
cane
get to
down
keep
here.
it.
I think there were some.
Nope.
I think we had both.
Yeah,
we,
but
we did.
Yeah, but not in the deeps. You're not growing cotton near New Orleans.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring.
Maybe.
That okra bell pepper. The Holy Trinity.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring
That's
that
crazy.
in just in case. Plus, I like it spot on the table.
What is it spelled? Oh yeah, the little. Yeah, TV's bot was important, especially for when I lose the ability to talk halfway through the session.
All right.
You can do that shit.
But yeah, Kyle, so you're doing our recap.
Doing a recap, yes. Where did last week start? Problem with the rolling memory.
Last week.
Turned. We did the thing.
I think last week started on a Monday.
Actually, last week started on Sunday.
Well, it depends on when you determine where the week starts at.
All I can say is today is a Good Friday.
Is it? I would know. I've been asleep for most of it.
God.
It is. It is in fact Good Friday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Goodness.
Well, I mean,
There it is.
It's a pretty decent Friday at least. I have an interview on Monday.
Hey, let's
earlier
fucking
today.
go.
The day after Easter.
Let's fucking go, baby. You know, I have to go to work Easter Sunday, which is funny because like I don't have a problem with that. I'm not Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kazu, take it away.
Yeah, where did last week start? Was that we? Nope. The midnight briefing already happened, or was that last week?
I think we did have the flight back at the very beginning.
Okay. So last week we arrived from capturing a bunch of orcs, as I recall.
Sure did.
Oh, good. Sorry for the occasional pause. I'm still getting Acrobat all figured out. Don't do that. Just open this damn sheet, please. Right, fucking sorry. We returned from capturing a bunch of orcs. We all got a very good sleep. I think both people who could meditate chose sleep anyway.
Yeah.
We got woken up very early before typical breakfast and was invited to a private breakfast with Sorrow, wherein we got a bunch of details on our new mission, which is patrolling the north border. Just patrol the north border. The hands are short. The orcs are riled.
Mm-hmm.
And we did some basic preparations. I don't think any of us stopped to actually talk about shopping during the week, like we were meant to. On my defense, I reinstalled my entire operating system. I upgraded my RAM. I got internet. It's been a week. I mean, the internet happened 2 weeks ago, but this week was the week of actually working with it instead of playing video games on it. The RAM was a whole thing too.
I mean, the only thing that I specifically was asking for was Scrolls of Pass Without a Trace, and I was going to make more sleeping poison.
I don't think I had anything on
Sleeping
my.
poison.
Well, you have. It's 2014. That Ivy dot.
Yeah, got
That
my
site.
go.
Alright. You have access to Sorrow and all of the things that Sorrow can do. You should be asking for Dust of Disappearance.
I was going more for stuff that would be pretty easily obtainable for a character of our level normally.
That's fine. I'm just saying, you can shoot for the moon with Sorrow. She'll deliver more than she won't.
But yeah, you guys can ask for, supplies from your patron because you're doing something that she considers to be rather dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she kind of did tell you guys that you had a blank check.
I mean, if I really wanted to
Yeah.
get down to it, I'd get freaking scrolls or potions of greater invisibility.
Yeah. Like, this is a shoot for the moon scenario. It's bad. It's bad.
But greater invisibility is like, I think it's 5th level spell? 6th? 5th? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, disappearance is a magic table B item, so it's not that deep. Anyway, so yeah, we got briefed to go to the north, patrol the border.
And like, I
We
might...
got some information out of our prisoners.
And like, I might possibly ask for upgrades to the boots and cloak to basically be like a cloak of Elvenkind and boots of Elvenkind. But
As far as I'm concerned, actually, something I didn't think about last week. It's a couple, what are the specific rules on this? Yeah, that's for a couple flasks of oil. So when I throw fireballs on things, it really hurts.
Fuck. What if you were like,
oh, we
Sorry, I just
basically
had the
already
image in my
have
head
boots
of-
of. We basically have boots of Elvenkind, other than the advantage on stealth checks.
if you're an evocation wizard and you use your does your like safe spell thing apply to you too?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is with an invocation wizard, I could punch somebody in the face and have it explode like we're in an anime.
Yeah.
Why do I let my players make anime characters?
Thematic component for fireball, punching my enemy in the goddamn face. Boom. But yes, I'm sorry, I got off topic. I just had the idea. I just heard fireball and my brain was like, I imagine somebody a wizard punching somebody and casting fireball. Anyway. I genuinely can't think of
Fireball
anything
point
I
blank
want.
inside somebody's chest.
No.
Or someone get a spray
No
bottle from the cat.
No wizard. The enemy's lungs do not count as a container for create and destroy water.
Or if they do, they can do it back to you, which I don't think you want.
Yeah, that's always my thing that that's always my thing in D&D. It's like I will allow that ruling, but it means the enemies can do it to you, and then the people immediately retract it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a wizard assassin drowning you at 2 p.m. on a Thursday? No, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
What about midnight on a Friday?
Mental on Friday seems like an even worse place to drown because you're like you're off, you're like probably getting ready to go to bed, and then you're drowning, like garbling water from the mouth. That's horrible. Anyway, please continue. I'm sorry, I put us
But
on a
yeah.
tangent.
Yeah, if I could like add the
Please.
enchantment to the cloak for to basically make it a cloak of Elvenkind, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Uh, oil flask can actually be burned, unlike the spell grease. So that's the route we're going.
fuck yeah.
So these are the requests you're coming back to Sorrow with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can throw that in.
Yeah, if
The
you could throw it
chat.
into the chat for me, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to like. I genuinely don't have a fucking idea of what would be needed, or could be asked, or like what I'd want to ask for, I should say.
I know plenty of things could be asked for.
Yeah, and plenty of things that could be asked for, but none of them that I'm like, do I want that? Like pretty much everything is just like, and it's like in the line of Rena's thinking where it's like, can I enchant my ring? Can I get a ring that makes it harder to hit me?
No, boy. Give me one moment.
What?
I've gotta
Tape your cat to the wall, I understand.
no, I've gotta get this bowl out of here so he's not licking
We
the
have a-
ice cream out of it.
So we have a very funny, there's a very funny ongoing joke, where anytime somebody refers to a pet, I answer. A very thin line we're skirting here. You know, being one of the only fucking African Americans in this group. Yeah, so anytime I make a joke,
White sour cream is like dark by comparison. She's very white.
Arena's,
He is
be careful with the
shockingly
mayonnaise. Be
Caucasian.
careful with the mayonnaise. I don't want it to be too spicy and white.
Not actually, but like.
Not actually. No, nobody's.
Well, no,
I've never actually
skin's
met anybody
definitely
that.
that.
Yeah, I've got the skin, but not the taste.
Yeah, you live in the southern part of you've stepped foot into the southern part of the United States. Any Caucasian individual that goes that far down south is impossible to. It's impossible to. Yeah, no. God, tangents.
Yeah. Okay. But
Yeah, Sparrow. I have
yeah, and then
no requests to make of Lady Sorrow.
All right, so we got scrolls of pass without trace and some flasks of oil.
Yeah, I'm still writing my shopping list down.
Okay.
I don't totally know what I need, but that isn't like scrolls of whatever's useful.
What would be useful, Kazer?
See, that's why I'm trying to spend some extra time to narrow that down a little bit.
The DM asks you what would be useful. Your answer, I don't know, DM. Tell me.
My answer, give me a second. Let me check the list. Depends entirely on whether or not you're sending us into the ocean or not.
I wasn't planning on it, but that's a good idea.
Well, if you do, I want scrolls of water breathing.
I didn't say I was going to do it. I just said it was a good idea.
And I said, if you do.
I think at that point we wouldn't want scrolls. We would want rings. Rings of water breathing would be much more useful in this case. But yeah, I was
I'll
thinking
know when you
probably
finish your list.
I'd probably try
Sorry.
to do like 20 more doses of the sleeping poison.
20 more doses.
Like if that's not possible, it's fine.
I mean, she is giving you like a week, so yes, it's definitely possible.
I'm just
Give
like
me ye
strategizing.
all the medicine check though.
Yeah.
You see, it's funny because I did all my fucking shopping. I did all my shopping. What 3 sessions ago? And how you guys are doing all your shopping? It's fun. I'm gonna take this leather armor out of my inventory. Not wear armor anymore.
They're really out here,
Yeah.
like,
It's gonna
bro.
be a
Not only did I get my
21.
shopping done, but I got hit on while I was doing it. 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely getting it done
Yeah.
today.
Okay. Got it.
Oh my god, I can't spell. This is the real crime.
I mean, you are a cat, so
Yeah.
I feel like the sorcerer not being able to spell is a problem.
I can cast, I just can't steal.
I was halfway expecting to take a D4 psychic damage for that.
On God, if you want to get really silly, you can just roll random spells. We work with what we got.
Oh yeah, that's
As a
still the
player,
same.
on my oath, I will not write these down on my
I
spell
could
book
see
until we come
maybe
back.
I could see maybe doing like no direction, maybe? That could be possibly useful.
Reno.
Yeah.
When you tell her that you'd like to make more of the sleeping poison,
Mm-hmm.
she just literally directs you to go to the lab,
Mm-hmm.
and you just find it stocked with everything you need.
Awesome.
It just has literally everything you need in there, ready to go.
Awesome sauce.
After like all of your prep time, your study, all of these sorts of things are completed. As the last potion brews, a servant knocks at the door to get absolution.
For dinner, I'm guessing, or
Just to get you.
okay. I guess she would give a nod and follow the servant wherever.
She leads you quietly through several twisting passageways in the house, leading to Sorrow's office. Where she knocks and just opens the door, allowing you in.
I shall go in then.
It's just Sorrow, and a slew of scrolls sat next to her. Hi, my dear.
Oh.
Well, you asked me for scrolls. I was able to scrounge up a few. These two, and she indicates the two with the white ribbons tying them,
Mm-hmm.
are the invisibility ones you asked for. These 5 pass without trace. Use them wisely.
Of course.
They're quite expensive,
Yes, of course, man.
and there are few enough in the city as it is. As for the cloak, that's a much more complex process. It will not be done before you set out, but I can have one for you ready upon completion of your task.
I'd be fine with that.
as long as everyone finds this agreeable. Everyone being, as you note, just the two of you. And you notice a chest sat next to her desk that is closed. Not locked, just closed. But that will be all from me. Thank you very much.
Of course, and she'll just give a bow and make
Phelan
her
should
way
be on her
along.
way. I hope you have an occasion to bump into her for a moment. She's been quite stirred away with all the books. No human companionship. She could probably use a voice around now. And she gives you a little wave of her hand that indicates, please leave.
Yeah, no,
You're free to go.
she was already heading out.
Oh man, Faye was interrupted from nose about 9 feet deep into a book by a servant tapping on the table near her and announcing fairly quietly, Mr. Sorrow would appreciate your company.
Oh, yes, of course. Just reaches over, closes the book, just very slowly. Checks, pulls her hair back so that it's at least behind her mostly. And then goes to follow the servant, because it's always a maze.
Everyone seemed to have no problem finding anything in this house.
That's fine. I don't live here.
Well, haven't lived here for long.
I don't formally live here.
I don't formally live here. And the funny thing is you know that the passageways, like the hallways, don't move. They're the same every time. Faye's sense of direction is just apparently that bad.
She'll pick it up eventually when she cares to. Right now, it's orcs culture figuring out what kind of weapons they might have, trying to dig into their props. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm just having fun with it.
One day, house will become the priority.
But it is not this day.
Not today.
There will be a day of wolves when the Phelan comes crashing down. But it is not this day.
Heaven forbid, unless she specifically requested to start memorizing it. The day she chooses to might be the day they turn on her.
But no,
Because that's when it becomes important.
but no, so the server just kind of leads you through, and leaving away from the direction of Zara's office, he sees absolution.
Uh-huh.
Ah. Faye, find anything of interest in the library yet? Or
You know, they say the more you do it, the easier
Too
it
much.
becomes. That's why
I will let you know what's most relevant when we are leaving.
of course, just try not to
We'll need a
overwork
history check
yourself.
for that later.
I can roll it now if you need it later.
Whatever. I'm here.
Well, I am curious, actually. Oh, break out the sheet, everybody. We're doing a history check. I think you're pretty good at those. I'm always good at those from Mario's games.
Why in my games?
Because I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the cool lore that you wrote. Oh, by the
appreciate
way, I
you,
rolled
Bobby.
a 19. Yeah, absolutely.
Sick. Sick. Well, that'll come into play later.
That'll come into play later.
But so as you head in through the door, you see Sorrow just sat at her desk, and there's an assortment of vials sat beside her.
This would be.
Yeah, she is sitting on her desk with the vials next to her.
That's fine. She could do that. Yeah, like step into the room, blink, blink. Oh, I see. This would be things we asked for.
Indeed. You see 5 vials of an inky black substance that has a weird shimmer to it.
Hmm.
You requested oil flasks.
I did.
I have taken the liberty of putting a slight enchantment on them. On the oil within, rather.
Hmm.
It will, well, let's just say when it meets magical flame, things happen.
I see.
Yes, it is actually a spell I learned from my, well, how many removed is that? Like 4th removed? 4 times removed? 6th cousin, I think. Knowledge, who I believe you are very familiar with.
Stops things for a moment. Oh, yes.
A good man, to be sure. I'm glad of his recovery.
He nods.
Either way, these should serve you well in the capacity you asked for.
I certainly hope so.
Now, as for these, and she puts her hand on 9 red vials. Be careful with them. Quite expensive. Very difficult to find the alchemist that could brew them. And honestly, I think he believes that the ingredients he needs don't exist
Hmm.
with the prices he has ordained to charge for them.
Well, the utmost care, then.
I'm just gonna look at Fair.
Oh, you're not in the room.
And, oh, not yet. That's right. Fair enough.
She's bringing you in
Yeah.
one by one.
Big Fair.
Yeah. And there's a small pile of scrolls sat next to her. And these were more expensive still.
Oh.
This
Oh, my apologies for that, but it is important.
money is no object for me.
And so,
Simply impressing upon you that difficult to procure, so there aren't any more. So please use them wisely, was really the point. These 2, and she indicates 2 with a sky blue ribbon, are to give you flight.
so we tell him fly, not flew. Tee.
Smack. That's me smacking you, the player.
yeah, just reach across the table. I earned it.
Yep.
I'm the one who shouted out my typo because I thought it was funny.
This one, with a black ribbon, is Speak with Dead. I can only imagine what you intend to use this one for.
with the driest smile anybody here has ever seen, especially Sorrow. Just interrogations.
I think that might be the case. Useful spell for that. This one, it's a sandy brown, is to, well, mire your enemies in the quicksand.
There's two of these, one of these. You said how many for these? I'm sorry.
Oh, one for slow.
One for slow? Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna write these on the character sheet, lest they forget they even exist. Oh. Oh. It's like, ding. Oh. Yes, of course. I wonder. Well, anyway. But yes,
And then
this is the most useful.
then there are 3 scrolls that are made of what you can tell is instead of parchment, it's actually vellum. So it's really expensive. And they are tied with a pure white ribbon, flecked at the ends with gold. These offer if anything should happen to any one of you. I sincerely hope you do not need to use them. But I would distribute one to each of your friends just in case.
Deep nod. I agree wholeheartedly, but with how close the last encounter was, I do not wish to leave it to chance.
I do not blame you. Go ahead. Open it.
There's this hint, like a tinge of guilt on her face, even when she's been told to, while she opens it.
When you
Physically
open
hurts
it,
her to be touching something this important.
when it opens, she can look at the script written in like a what's Phelan's like most native tongue? Elvish?
Most native is Elvish.
So it's written in flowing Elvish script across the entire page in a hand that can only be Sorrow's.
Yeah. Actually, let's have a quick chat about that most native language thing, because there's a very funny option where, because she's dragon blooded, the Draconic that she knows might just be like a thing she knows how to do without anybody having taught her to do it. Just that's the thing to think about for later. Anyway, Elvish for now.
Yeah, her most comfortable language.
Yeah,
More than
for
likely,
sure.
still Elvish.
Just thought about that, wanted to share it with
you. Yeah. I had to make these myself.
I see. Okay.
I value the 3 of you. Please don't need to use them, but if you do need to use them, do it. I want the 3 of you back here. You're too useful to just leave dead on the field somewhere. And she does this with actually like a almost friendly smile.
Tell you what, if we don't, you can at least ask us what happened. She taps the Speak with Dead scroll.
She gives a very wicked grin and just says, "Oh, I wouldn't need that to do that." Either way.
Very true.
Those were the things that you requested that I was able to get for you. I apologize that we're missing a scroll that you had asked for, but alas, not everything is readily to go and, well, transcribing powerful scrolls takes a lot out of you.
That's true. I simply wrote down the things I thought I might use. That we have this many to begin with is a boon on its own. Cannot
I
thank you enough for this.
I fear that you'll have need of them before your journey is over.
I should hope not all of them.
I'd hope none of them, but that is a very vain hope, I think.
This is the most prepared I think we could possibly be. So, thank you. Oh,
You're welcome.
actually,
Hmm?
She counts the vials and goes, "There is something missing."
Oh,
Yeah, ask for healing potions.
I think that's what the 9 vials were.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
the nine of them.
9 vials? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not. I was tuned out for that conversation. Might be.
It is
Yeah,
all
you have
good.
the 5 that are the inky, shimmery black that are
Yeah.
magically enhanced to, do extra with fire
We'll
magic.
find out what that means.
Yeah. And then 9 healing potions.
Yeah. Is that lesser or
They're greater.
greater? Okay.
Prosecutor Elaine, this dirtbag, took a swing at a cop when he showed up on patrol car right away. If you're arresting an officer on your face, Jones.
Hey, just because I'm a dirtbag doesn't mean you need to watch videos about it, Roman.
Yeah, just stops, recounts. Oh, sorry. Anyway. And she's quite careful, especially with the Revivify scrolls, just because they are so extra. Everything gets loaded into a bag, except for the Revivify scrolls, which she holds in her hand because she thinks the least likely way they could get damaged. She's also going to cut about and try and find a scroll case for them.
I hope you see Sparrow on your way out. They should be along shortly.
See. Well, thank you again. Like I come back with merely fewer potions and nothing less. Specifically the fun ones.
Those ones, I hope you get to use.
I am excited to see what you can do. Talking halfway between the flash of oil and her. Yeah, she gets to work putting it all in bags, trying to keep the bottles from clanking too much. Definitely not letting the oil and healing mix.
Yeah.
She sees herself out with a very polite bow. Deep
Sarah
respect.
gives her a wave and a sort of half bow from where she's seated.
And then,
Sparrow, what is Sparrow doing during all this time for the last week?
Sparrow has actually probably just been wandering the halls.
In the middle of his wandering, a servant walks up to him, gives him a small wave in greeting, and then says, "Mr. Sorrow would enjoy the pleasure of your company."
I will be along in a mere moment.
The servant leads the way for you, and as you're getting there, Coming out of Sorrow's office is Phelan.
She would.
Ah,
You know as well as I, this is not a coincidence.
Phelan.
Oh, I should let you know.
Mhm.
And she holds up the scrolls in her hand. We should never need to use these. But if somebody should fall on the battlefield, we will be protected. Once.
I see.
You should take one now, since you are here. She
Sure.
pulls one off the out of her. She takes one, separates it, and holds it out.
Yeah, I'll take one.
They're all individually wrapped with their own ribbon.
I mean, sorry, she's holding them in a bundle in her hand, so she's pulling one aside to.
Yeah.
I will,
Go ahead.
and I will, I guess, spend the rest of my morning looking for absolution to give her hers. Good luck. She's walking.
I have a feeling I might need it.
The servant knocks upon the door and then opens it, allowing you in to see Sorrow sat on her desk.
Mistress Sora?
Sparrow, you had no requests for equipment, gear, supplies. What have you been up to the last week?
Trying to learn more. On my travels, I didn't have access to many books, only things from word of mouth of the people that I met.
So, studying cultures and songs.
But I also figured I should read up on my history.
Nothing on your history in there.
Well, from what I can see, I don't think anybody in this place, save for you, knows there's a difference between my history and your history.
Well, just your personal history is very different than most of their history, is it not?
Very true.
You're unique in more ways than one. Because if you were only unique in the one way, well, I never would have bothered, to be honest.
I'm glad.
Don't be. Those I think highly of do not often live particularly peaceful existences.
So, how much of my history do you know? My personal history?
She actually looks at you, and this giant grin hits her face. Very little and less. Makes it intriguing.
No, then I will not spoil the story for you.
Oh, I put together some pieces on my own. I have say, connections. I have friends in a court who owe me favors. This smile is almost malicious.
Mhm.
To be owed a favor from a fae.
No. The insinuation wasn't one.
Yeah. Or from multiple fae.
So I've put together more than a little, but it's nowhere near enough for me. You see, and she produces a scroll from inside of a sleeve. It is tied with a gray ribbon that has the shaping of a feather on the loose ends.
What might that be?
She pulls it, the ribbon falls away, and the page becomes 3 pages. Why, my dear, it's everything I know about you.
What is it? 3 pages, you said?
Yeah. Now, to be fair, most of this is since you arrived here.
You know, there's a very fun thing about the Feywild. Well, I
What's
don't
that?
know. Time. It's a strange thing there. More of a suggestion than a rule, really.
Mhm.
I don't know if I should be asking where I am or when I am.
Would you like to know the secret?
I like secrets.
You ask both. When and where.
Hmm.
And as you've learned by spending time in one of the courts, time doesn't always move forward. Sometimes it moves sideways.
Aye. It's a headache for me. I was born with a. I was born with an artist's mind, and while I can think in abstracts, experiencing them is something different altogether.
You know, I find it quite interesting experiencing the abstracts, if only because it often eludes me so. There are few things in this life that I can't reach out and grab, and sometimes this is it.
Hmm.
But enough about that. You wish to understand the enemies you are fighting so that you can honor their honorable dead, yes?
Aye. It's important to me to remember that every being has a story, and I am a storyteller. I must honor their stories, even should they be villains or heroes or bystanders. Every story
Everyone
is one that
is
deserves to be respected.
everyone is something. and different depending on where you are.
Do you are? I do apologize for not having any requests. I pulled over it, but I couldn't think of anything.
Why apologize? You've taken the time to learn about, well, everything you can, really. About your enemy, about your allies. What is there for me to discredit about that?
There are some who take the refusal of a gift or the act of denying a boon to be disrespectful. I just like to cover my bases and assume that everybody finds it so. Even though I myself do not. Better to be safe. And after all, I'll, like, trace my hands against my feathering. Not all boons are boons to the one who takes them.
Yes. If you eat of the Fae food, you're theirs forever. But if you don't, you may starve.
There are times when I think if I knew what I was in store for, would I have still walked the path I did? And the answer changes depending on the day. Some days I think would I have rather starved, than the answer is without question. Other days I am glad I did what I did because it ended me where I am. And there are fewer days where I miss it. Say what you will about being owned. You knew what to expect. It's not often I feel this way.
Say that one more time. I didn't catch what you just said.
Oh, say what you will about being owned. You knew what to expect. There was a routine. It was reliable.
Whereas with freedom, you have to make your own routine and your own reliability.
On the whole, I much prefer it. I'd say 9 out of 10 days. But every so often, we have a 10th day.
All right. Well, I can offer you something. If you can bring me back a chieftain that knows more than the last one, I have a gift for you. And she pats the papers on the table. Everything I know about your story. She ties it back up with the ribbon, which have the ends shaped like tail feathers. Oh, she luck. and safety.
I'll do like with the left hand, I'll lift up the hem of my feathered cloak, and with the other hand, I'll go into a deep bow. I'll be sure to not disappoint.
I would hope so. Stay alive. That's my biggest request, actually.
Funny how our interests always seem to align, sir.
I'll tell you a secret. Another one. Being able to keep the secrets and keep them straight. That's what allows me any amount of power.
Hmm. I can imagine it's hard to keep all your ducks in a row, especially when some of the ducks have minds of their own. Secrets are such fickle things. Huh. I believe it is about time for me to go confer with my fellows and see if any
Yes.
of their requests. We have things to plan, of course. So,
Much to plan. You leave on the morrow. I wish you not but the best.
yeah. And I hope that whatever other ventures you may have, and whatever news may come, is not of the disastrous variety. One can only take so many. One can only take so many events and foods revealed that change the. What's the word? Paradigm. So many times before it just starts to grow exhausting. But without further ado, I must go. I must go catch a wizard and an assassin. That
Sounds
sounds
like
like
the
the.
setup to a bad story.
I was just going to say.
Well, make sure they don't catch you. So, I don't like that story. It's not entertaining enough for me.
We will see. You know,
I-
give like a more like half bow, like not the full like dramatic.
He's returning it and says, "Best of luck planning with your companions. May you all have better fortune than those I came with."
Here's hoping. I'll turn for the door.
Now, where are you guys meeting back up?
Oh, Faye said she was looking for Absolution, who probably would have, after finishing everything up, gone to relax in the gardens. Which they probably would
Which
have
is
realized by now it's like kind of her go-to.
hilarious because that's exactly where Phelan would have started looking. Like, where did she go? She seems to like the gardens. We'll start there.
It's the one part of her home that she actually ever felt like somewhat calm.
Right.
Even surrounded by poisonous plants.
What do you mean even? Especially surrounded by poisonous plants.
You hear booming as if from almost next to you. And hereby call this ragtag party to order. I'm kidding. That didn't actually happen.
Aw. Yeah. So if you're out in the garden, see Faye with a bag of clanking potions, holding 2 scrolls in her hand of immaculate, just the most
Fucking
ostentatious scroll you've ever seen.
Sparrow, who's fucking Sparrow in the full "I work for Sorrow now" regalia, who's fucking the fucking feather cape that the feathers always seem to curve, like fucking curl and curve perfectly with the fucking ground, so they're never touching the ground, even when it divots and comes up. Friends, friend.
Hold. I've already done this for Sparrow, but and she takes another scroll, presents it to Absolution. Just here. Should anybody fall on the battlefield, let's hope it doesn't come to this. But should somebody fall on the battlefield, this is Sarah's most important protection.
Let us pray we don't need it.
To that end, once you take it, she's going to dig into her bag and present the 3 of the greater healing potions. I have also these to share amongst you all.
There's 3 per player.
Yep.
There's 3 per player. So she'll finish up with Absolution. She simply cannot hold 3 and 3 while she's also holding this bag together.
Yeah.
So she's doing it one person at a time. And yeah, again for Sparrow, just here, and these 3 are for you, just in case. I hear the wife in the background.
Also, I can give enough time to water table, and I'm gonna
Okay. Is there anything else happening for this meeting?
Yeah.
Or are we fading to black to leaving the next day?
Probably fade to black, leave the next day.
Probably fade to black. If we really want to have like a conversation, we can have it out of character. It's not that there's any character moments we need to have here.
I was making sure that everybody's on the same consensus. Roman, this good for you?
Huh?
Hi.
Well, good for me.
Are there any other character moments that you want to have before we leave, or are we going to just...
Yep, that is it.
Okay.
Did you take your 3 greater healing potions?
Yeah.
And your Revivify scroll.
Yeah. Let me actually put them in my thing.
Yeah, that's the question I'm asking.
Hold on, I gotta.
Please make sure we don't forget these. These are the important ones that keep us alive.
Gear.
Or, I guess, technically bring us back to life.
3 of them keep you alive, and the
Wake me
third
up.
one keeps you from being dead. Oh, the other one. Yeah.
A piece of paper stops you from being dead.
Yeah. But again, in Survivify, you have a round. It's a snap reaction.
Yeah.
Potion of healing.
Think that I'm a spitfire.
Okay.
You should.
Sorry, I had to process how I wanted to do this.
Understandable.
For the record, if we're skipping straight to sleep, we are meditating.
Yes. Well, the two that can.
Yeah.
I'm dropping you guys past sleep.
Okay.
Great.
As you, several of the servants and Sorrow gather in the entrance hall, as seems to be a small tradition here now that you're paying attention to it. It's a send-off ritual for you guys.
Faye, only mildly addicted, looks to see if indeed there is more berry bread to be handed out.
Oh, there is. Sorrow's handing it to each of you.
There is no hiding this glee, no matter how much she tries.
Wait, say again?
The berry bread. Faye is very excited to receive the berry bread.
The most important part of being sent off is that we get warm, fresh berry bread.
Is that why Faye goes? Yeah.
A little. Not exclusively, but not at all.
Oh, so it's barely a factor? That's not what I said.
The berry bread is a deal breaker.
It needs to be included. All right, so as you guys make your way through the city in the early morning, there's nobody really out to get in your way. There's a couple of merchants that look like they're getting ready to set up their shop for the day. Other than that, you don't really run into anybody until you get to the aerodrome, and you are flown as close to roughly your destination as the airship is like to get.
Here's a question, because we're on a patrol this time. Are we accompanied by anybody in particular? Like, I'm sure Stavros is there, but...
He flew with you, but
Okay.
you guys are on your own once you land.
Okay, I was just curious to see if they were also deploying units at the same time. Just
No.
Alright.
This is a situation where so it hasn't really told you what all's going on, but you guys have kind of been able to intuit a little bit.
Yeah.
From, just knowing Sorrow a little bit. You guys have the distinct feeling that she's been a very large part in planning how to deal with the reason the army was called there in the first place, whatever rebel faction exists.
Right.
She has enough power under her command to stop most of any rebelling lord. And she's essentially being told to throw that weight around to help out everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Hey, look. I get to ban a bot.
We did it. Oh, there you go.
Man, I just got hit by a wave of exhaustion. I don't think I can keep running a second. I'm so sorry.
No,
It's all good.
it's understandable.
It's all right.
We
That's all good.
progress.
Big, you guys got all the things. Well, not all the things. A lot of the things you asked for on your Christmas list.
You guys like Christmas lists?
My Christmas list, that was as much me jotting down the first spells I could think of. Major Image is the one that we didn't get. That sucks. Anyway. That was just for a distraction anyway.
To be fair, giving this group Major Image is like giving another group a fucking Meteor Swarm spell.
I
Also-
was gonna use it as a distraction, so
You know the things we could do with a Major Image spell?
I
Yeah, I know.
literally chose what I did and did not give you guys, and the quantities very carefully.
Understandable, have day.
yeah. I totally get it. I can still be sad.
Yeah, no, I.
Even if the correct response is Kaz, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, I was trying to be as reasonable as I possibly could, but like.
No.
Hey.
See, here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
You guys were allowed to be a bit unreasonable. Because depending on how unreasonable you guys were, I also got to be a bit unreasonable.
Fair.
Yeah, which never works out for us as a party because I'm always going to throw shit at the wall because I know the DM can just say no.
And not only can I just say no, I can go, yes, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Much
and each
more
one is a particular excuse to use these things. So.
Yeah. Really, fundamentally, this just goes back to the fact that the DM and the players trust each other.
Mhm.
So, there's that.
Right.
Yeah. So Sparrow now has 3 potions hooked into their belt loop.
Yep. And.
Sorrow, we are going into battle. We need your strongest potion.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I do think I am going to raid my friend Starlight Otter.
You even asked for what kind of healing potion. I just asked for the potions so that we can drink them. Instead of
What
using
were
spell
they?
slots for healing.
They were greater? Question mark?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was expecting to get like regular. No, Maru was actually throwing greater, which is terrified me more than
Yeah.
me getting the scrolls that I got.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
In the land of crystal skies, wings of ice they mesmerize. Dancing through the frozen air, draconic fairy, bright and rare. Sparkling breath of frosty glow, chasing dreams in ice and snow. Through the valleys high and low, magic where the chill winds blow. Playful dragon, fairy of ice, whisper secrets cold and nice. Gliding on the winter's breeze, spreading wonder with such ease. Frosty fields and icy trees, echoes of her laughter please. Every step a frosty touch, mystic charm and joy as such. When the twilight starts to fade, in the world's a friend she's made. Secrets of the frost unfold, stories ancient never told. Playful dragon, fairy of ice, whispers secrets cold and nice. Gliding on the winter's breeze, spreading wonder with such ease. Playful dragon, fairy of ice, whispers secrets cold and nice. Gliding on